Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Emma, hello. Hi, Bethany and Becky. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Sue and Marie. Hi, Tess. Hi, Carol and Kaylee. Hi, Sue H. Sharon, Sonia. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Levan. How are you? Good evening, Suzanne. Hello, Emma. Hello. Hello, Tony. You too as well, Brenda. I hope you're okay. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, okay. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, bless you, Kathy. 25-week streak. Thank you for the stars. Office looks empty without the wheel. Oh, I know, Becky. But we're gonna have something else going on. But yeah, it's just not today. But yeah, I do have. You can see all the space now. Um, yeah, so this is like a 3 meter long desk. Love it. Sue, thank you for the stars. 14-week streak. Thank you. Elizabeth, happy birthday. Right. So, oh, Leanne, bless you. Thank you for the stars as well. A couple of updates today. So, at the moment, we've got a deal on. We've got a buy one, get one free with our dot pendant. So, only with the dot pendant. So, thank you. Dot pendant's just been posted there. Thank you for the tea, Bab. So, if you would like to purchase one, you just need to buy one pendant on the website. You'll automatically get two. So buy one, get one free. It comes with then two oyster openings, so two pendants and two chains as well. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And that will only last until the stock lasts. Now, we do have a few of them in, so it shouldn't be gone tonight, for example. But that is sort of on there now, which is quite cool. We have our new mugs. Pearls of Brecon mug. I know it's backwards for you guys, but it is the right way around. These are 15-ounce mugs, so it's quite a nice big mug. They're on the website as well, in the new in section and under merchandise. And yeah, keep an eye out for our new event, which should be coming on the website this week. Yeah, perfect. So I literally just updated the order list on the page. So if you have ordered, I do believe I've got everyone on that order list now. Yes, I have. So hopefully you can just refresh that page, the Pearls of Brecon page, and um, yeah, you'll see the updated order list there. Yep, all oysters are available, and also I have 4 surprise oysters left. So the surprise bag is an option today with surprise oysters left. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to jump straight in and we'll go from there. I think I've confused myself slightly. So, up first is Janet Perling. Janet, are you here? Pirate's Friend Charm. Possibly Sue. Do send me an email over and then I can double check that way because I wouldn't know off the top of my head. But if you would like to send me an email, I can definitely have a look into that for you. Caroline, thank you for the stars there. 8-week streak. Thank you. Morning, afternoon, evening. I'm looking for Janet Perling. Oh, Jan, hello. Sorry, let me just swap the sand and my mouse around, otherwise I get confused. Can you have mystery oyster, donate the shells, hoping for a purple and a sunshine yellow? So you do have 2 oysters altogether. Donating the shells, hoping for a purple and a sunshine yellow. So 1 and 2, and let me get these open. Nicola, bless you. Thank you for the stars. My bare wall. I will be putting something here. I know it's very, very white and bare, isn't it? But I will be putting something there. It's just, yeah, just not today. So I suppose I could move the camera slightly. Right, Jan, let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a lighter pop there. And in your first oyster, you are twinning. And you're twinning, excuse me, twinning with, hang on. Oh, I don't know what happened then. Twinning with Blurple twins. And let me just have a squidge in here for you. Linda, 20-week streak. Thank you, my lovely. Thank you for the stars. There's no more in that one. So to start off with, you are twinning with Blurple twins. Now, Blurple is a mix between blue and a purple. In the surprise bag is a mix of Nunu Rainbow and Expand the Rainbow oysters, Christine. Moving on to your second oyster, Jan, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. And in here, you are twinning for a second time and twinning with darker chocolate bronze pearls. Laura, thank you for the stars there. 2-week streak, thank you. There's no more in that one. So, Janet, you have got twinning Blurples and twinning chocolate bronze. Now, they are a darker chocolate bronze. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with this colour, I'll need to know which ones you'd like where. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So that's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. So here they are in the sand. Vicky, 14-week streak. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. The volume is low. Ooh. If I pop these on the board for you, Blurple number 1 is a runaway. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Blurple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's also a 7.5. So they're the same size there. Chocolate bronze number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And chocolate bronze number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. So, Janet, what do you think to those? Okay, so possibly I would say if it's only a few people where the sound is funny and the rest of you guys it's fine for, for those few people, would it help if you went out and then came back in again? That may help, just to sort of restart it slightly. Yep, I do have a microphone. It's a, I don't know what, it's just a big microphone. Swap one Blurple for a purple and the chocolates for Sunshine Yellow and Cadbury Purple. Purple on the pendant and yellow on the charm. An invoice for small lobster fittings on the loose pearls. Okay, so if I do those swaps for you. So we've got a Cadbury Purple, a Sunshine Yellow, and a Purple. The purples that I have are more pink than purple in them. So they are still purples, but these ones are slightly more pinky than the even spread of colour, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Have a look at these, Jan, and just confirm for me if those are okay. So this is your original Blurple. The other three I've added in there. Can you just confirm if they're okay? Yeah, any order, Christine. The surprise bag. Like I said, there's 4 oysters left in it, but any order can pick them. Yeah. Lovely, perfect. Okay, so if I just take your swaps away here and pop them over here, I'm just going to bring you back up again. Okay, so to confirm, you've got the purple on the pendant, the yellow on the charm, and then you'd like to be invoiced for the loose ones, the 2 loose ones on small lobster fittings. That invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, that's safe up there for you, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. The purple, oh, I know, because look what I did. I sorted out my pearls, and let's go down. I found all that shade is beautiful. So yeah, I sorted them out into even more depth of shades and stuff. Let's bring you back up. Excuse me. Okay. Up next then is Angie Kitchen. Angie Kitchen, are you here? Mel, I'm not sure. That was back in April, wasn't it? Possibly send me an email and I can then have a look into that for you, okay? The purple on the pendant, of course you can. Oh, that's not your one. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to have purple. There we go. That's done for you. Angela, hello, hello, hello. So Angela, you have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mm. Sorry, it's still a bit hot, but surprise oyster and keep your shells. Perfect. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for? Let's get this oyster open. And let's go down. So your surprise oyster oh there's one side, he's a tough one. And the other side, I'm just going to do that first side again. There we go. And in here you have a autumn peach, and there's no more in that one. Yeah, you can do, Sue. Yes, if you just pop me an email over. They're the Cadbury Purple pot. So just let me know that you'd like to have a Cadbury Purple on a small lobster fitting, and then I can, or actually even better, sorry, if you order an oyster on a small lobster fitting, and then on the additional notes pop that you'd like it ready made with a Cadbury Purple pearl, and then that way that would get booked in and made for you. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, so here is your autumn peach, Angie. What do you think to this one? Now, if you're happy with this one on your jewellery, that's perfect. And again, if you're not happy, I can swap him for you. So just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. If I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. Love it. Perfect. Let me just bring back up that. Okay, so there we go. Angela, my lovely. I pop him on here for you. I hope you will be happy with everything as well once it arrives. And I'm just going to wrap up these shells as well for you, my lovely. Okay, perfect. And that's safe up there for you. And up next is Tony Martin. Tony, are you here? Oh, Samantha, I started rewatching that last night. I've watched it once before, and yeah, I think I'm on like episode 3 again. It's just an easygoing program to have on in the background, isn't it? Did I get your loyalty card? I haven't written it down here, but bear with me a moment. I'll just open up my emails and have a look. It would help if I spelt your email address correctly. Right, let's have a little look. That's perfect. We can do that now as well. Okay, so Tony, you have 3 openings altogether. What 3 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Yeah, no expiry date. Obviously, each loyalty card can only be used once. But once it's used, yeah, you do, because obviously um, you may not fill it in a short space of time. It can be filled over the year, and then yeah, it's absolutely fine. One surprise and two mystery, and keep your shells. That's not a problem. One and two. Let me get these open. Tony, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. We'll start with your mystery oysters. So mystery oyster number one, we have a lighter pop there. And straight away here, you have a darker pearl there. Let me pop him out. And there's no more in that one. So to start with, we have a darker pearl. Now I'm just going to take the flesh off here for you, and then I can have a closer look to confirm what colour he is. Hoping for a oil slick. Okay. Your first pearl out is a darker chocolate. Oh, let me just get that to focus. Sorry, there we go. So there's your darker chocolate. Moving on to mystery oyster number two. You have a light pop there. And the pearl has run away backwards here. You have a brighter watermelon. And let me have a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one, Tony. So you have a brighter watermelon from your second oyster. So if you go onto the website and go to oysters, and then, for example, if you add in mystery oyster, once you go into there, you can see that it says add a fitting, and then you just pick the fitting that you would like, and then it will do it that way. Then at checkout, there's an additional comments section or a checkout note. Add it in either one of those sections, what colour pearl you would like it made to. I hope that makes sense. Tony, here is your watermelon. And then moving on to your last oyster, and this is the surprise oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a pinkle. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Tony, my lovely, you've got a chocolate, a watermelon, and a pinkle. What do you think to these? And if you're happy with these, what two pearls would you like on your order? Now, of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. If I pop them on the board, your pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8. I'm just wrapping up your shells for you, and then I'll hold up those pearls so you can have another look. Okay. What do you think to those? Can we swap the chocolate for a larger black and swap the pinkle for a light, bright, large purple? Regarding large blacks, I don't have, I think that's, unless you wanted to wait, that's going to be one of the biggest blacks I have, I believe. So let me just hold them up so you can have a look there. And if you're happy with those colours, which two would you like on your jewellery? So I'm just going to pop those down for a second. So if you're happy with those two, which two, or happy with the two add-ins, sorry, which two would you like on the jewellery? The purple I've added in is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the black I've added in is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So just let me know. Now, if you would prefer to wait for a larger black, there would be a little wait on that, but I don't mind popping you down for a waiting list if that's what you prefer. Tony, possibly type I'm invisible for me. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else can see Tony Martin's comments, please comment on that comment because it will bring it forward so I can see. Oh, bless you, Katie. Thank you. That brought it forward there. Watermelon and black on the jewellery, purple on a small lobster. Okay, so let me bring you back up. And if I write that down for you. Sorry, Tony, that didn't come through for me. So we're going to have, where did that go? Watermelon and black, and then invoice for the loose on small lobster fitting. Perfect, I've got that down for you. You'd like the purple one to be slightly darker. We'd have to go slightly down in size if that's okay. So that's the purple that I did add in. Is that one okay? And if that one's not okay, I can go darker than that still if you prefer to. I'm fine, thank you, Natalie. How are you? Beautiful, perfect. That one is yours then. Let me bring you back up. The invoice for the small lobster fitting will get sent through tomorrow, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, Tony, got everything down there. Perfect. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. I've wrapped up your shells as well, and that's safe up there for you. Jodie, 8-week streak, thank you. And Suzanne, thank you, 13-week streak. Thank you both for the stars there. Okay, perfect. Up next then this evening is Danielle Lancaster. Danielle, are you here? Tony, you're very, very welcome. Welcome, Imran. I'm glad to hear it, Natalie. So I'm looking for Danielle Lancaster. Are you here? Mm. I'm one of those that when it's a good tea, I just want to drink it. I know that's not how tea is meant to be drunk, but sometimes I just want to drink it. Danielle, hello, hello, hello. Danielle, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? What do you think? I'm fine, thank you, Teresa. I hope you're well as well. Discombobulated. Oh, bless you, baby girl has been happy to see. Oh, bless you, Suzanne. Well, I hope you have a good rest, and I'm glad you're safe home again. On the website above, Brenda, here's the website, and if there's a link just in the description above as well. A mystery and a natural donate the shells. So there's the mystery, and there's the natural. Donating the shells. Danielle, is there a certain colour you're hoping for? Just getting these open for you. And let's go down. So we're going to start with your mystery oyster. You have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see a slight peeper towards the side there. You have a chocolate pearl there. Let me just squidge him out. You're hoping for a purple. Okay, so I'm just having a squidge to see if there's any more. There's no more in that one. Let me dry him up for you. So here is your chocolate. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which is your normal natural oyster. there's one side and the other side. Oh, and straight away, I can see you have a bridal white, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so Danielle, what do you think to a chocolate and a bridal white? I know you said you're hoping for the purple, so if you prefer to, we can swap this for you, or one or both of them for you. If you are happy with these, though, just let me know. What do you think? See, that is a bridal white and a chocolate brown. If I pop them on the board for you, the chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the bridal white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. Swap the chocolate for a Cadbury purple, of course you can. And then can you just confirm, are you happy with the bridal white and the Cadbury purple on your jewellery? Just going to take the chocolate away there. Another one bites the dust. Yes, perfect. No, you're very welcome. Let me bring you up as well. Okay, so Danielle, thank you for the donations with your shells. That's in there and then on there for you. And I do hope you will be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Up next is Christine Ackerman. Christine, are you here? Christine Ackerman, are you here? Christine, one surprise, one mystery, hoping for a sea green and a Cadbury purple. Donate your shells. Okay, so I'm just opening these up. So mystery and a surprise oyster, hoping for a sea green and a Cadbury purple. Let's go down. So starting with your mystery oyster. Oh, softer pop there. And I can see straight away a pearl down the bottom. There's your mother of pearl. Oh, okay, so I can see you've got a darker pearl here and here. You are twinning. You are twinning with darker twins there, Christine. I'm just having a squidge, and there's no more in that one. Now let me just have a quick dry off with these and I can have a closer look. You have got midnight blue twins there. Beautiful midnight blue twins. And then moving on to your surprise oyster. Oh, another tough one. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you are twinning. And you're twinning with lighter rose gold twins. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so again, if I just dry these up for you. Two sets of twins, Christine. So we'll need to know 2 pearls, so 2 colours to have on the jewellery, and the other 2 are loose for you. Now, again, if you're not happy with these, I can swap them for you. Sorry, I'm just sorting that. There we go. And if you are happy, that's perfect. Just need to let me. Sorry, let me try again. Christine, what do you think? What would you like to do? If I pop these ones on the board for you, starting with your midnight blues. Midnight blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Midnight blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's also a 6.5. Rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7 as well. 1 light and 1 dark for a Cadbury purple and a sea green. And invoice for 2 hoop fittings on the 2 loose ones. Of course I can. That's not a problem. Just confirm if you're happy with this purple and green here. So to confirm, purple and green on the jewellery. Let me bring you up. And then a rose gold and a midnight blue on the hoop fitting. Okay, I've got that down for you. Just confirm for me if that. Oh, swaps beyond the jewellery. Yeah, so just confirm. So like I said, purple and green on the jewellery, blue and rose gold on the hoops. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so the invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and that will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, let me just pop these in here for you. Christine, thank you for the donations with your shells as well, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Out of sync? In what way? Up next is Lisa Henschel. Lisa, are you here? Lisa, hello, hello, hello. Can you donate the shells? Of course you can. And can you have mystery and 1 surprise if any left? I think, yeah, you have got the last surprise oyster. There's no more left in there. So let me just pop that bag down there. So altogether, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 mystery oysters. Donating the shells. Lisa, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the surprise oyster makes 5. Andrea, I've sent to South Africa a few times. I don't know if it's been recently. I honestly couldn't tell you, my lovely. You would get a tracking number to South Africa, but I wouldn't be able to tell. I do apologise. Let's go down. Not really. So Lisa, we'll see what colours come out and then we'll go from there. Now, oyster number 1. Oh, lighter pop there. And in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl. You are twinning. Now you're twinning with icy blue pearls. Now, as you can see here, you've got one blue which is slightly lighter and one blue which is slightly brighter. Let me just pop them in the sand, and there they are. So you've got one which is slightly brighter here and then one which is slightly lighter there. Beautiful twins to start with. Moving on to mystery oyster number 2. Again, we have a softer pop there. And in here, oh, just had one run away there. And there's no more on that side. And I can see straight away you are twinning for a second time. You are twinning with darker grape purples. And there's no more in that one. So here is your darker grape purple twins. Moving on to your next oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. Ooh, really deep, sharp pop with that one. No way, Lisa, for a third time in a row, you are twinning. Twinning with darker twins this time. And let me just have a squidge in here. Okay, so there's no more in that one. And I believe, oh, I was going to say midnight blue, but they've got a slight purple to them. So twinning midnight blue and purple twins. Moving on to the last of your mystery oysters. And again, you have a lighter pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. Now, Lisa, you are twinning for a fourth time and twinning with lighter purple twins this time. And there's no more in that one. Oh, there they are in the sand. And then moving on to your last oyster, which is your surprise oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you have a larger rose gold. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so let me just show you these all together. Now, if you know, Lisa, which colours you would like where, you can let me know now. Or if you prefer to take a screenshot and have a think about it, you can do so as well. So at the top here, we've got your rose gold, twinning icy blues, twinning grape purples, twinning dark midnight blue and purple, and then twinning lighter purples as well. Now, if you are happy with these and you do know where you'd like them to go, you can let me know now and I can write it down for you. So it's whatever you would prefer to do, my lovely. If I pop them on the board, your rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. The brighter icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The lighter icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's also an 8. Darker grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Grape purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's also a 6.5. Light purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Light purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. They're measuring slightly different there. Midnight blue and purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. Icy blue on the earrings and rose gold and darker blue on the necklaces. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. Lisa, I hope you're happy with all of those. And I've got those colours down for you as well. So thank you for letting me know. Thank you as well for the donations with your shells, Lisa, my lovely. That's all on there. And I'm just double checking. Perfect. I've got everything down for you. So I do hope you'll also be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Okay. Perfect. Lisa, you're very, very welcome. Okay, and up next is Anne Lewis. Anne, are you here? Anne, hello. So you have 2 openings altogether. Mystery and donate your shells. Perfect, thank you. And let me get these open for you. Anne, are there certain colours you're hoping for? Yes, Samantha. Okay, so let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a lighter pop there. Ooh, and in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see that you are twinning, and you're twinning with chocolatey purple twins. So I'm going to say they're like a base chocolate, but they do have that purple overtone to them. Now, if I dry these 2 up for you, visually they do look like they're possibly slightly different sizes there as well. So chocolate base with that slight purple overtone. And then moving on to oyster number 2, we have a softer pop there. Oh, and you have a runaway pink. Oh, where is it? It's here, I just can't pick it up. There we go. You have a runaway blush pink, and he has a twin. You are twinning for a second time there, Anne. So you're twinning with chocolate purples and blush pinks, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so again, I'm just going to pop these in the sand for you. What do you think to these, Anne? Now, if you're happy with these, I'll just need to know which 2 you'd like on the jewellery. And again, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So chocolate with a purple overtone and blush pink twins. If I pop these ones on the board, chocolate number 1. Now this is the visually smaller of the 2. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the visually larger of the 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Blush pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And blush pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, He's a 7 as well. And what do you think to those, my lovely? Swap the pinks for Cadbury purples and swap the smaller chocolate purple for a gold. Cadbury purples and jewellery hoop fitting on the others. Gold. Okay, so if I just hold this up so you can have a closer look, and to confirm, you'd like both Cadbury purples on the jewellery, and then the two at the top here you'd like on hoop fittings. If that's all correct, let me just take these two over here, and if I bring you back up, that invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Yes, perfect, Anne. Well, I've got that down for you as well, and let me pop them all in here. Okay, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. That's safe on there, and then that's up there for you. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And up next is Sue Hutchinson. Sue, are you here? And you're very, very welcome. Here again, oh bless you, Sue. Can you have mystery and donate? Of course you can. So there's number 1 and number 2. Yeah, I'm just going to show you the shells quickly, Sue. So that's just, I mean, that's the same picture 3 times, but you can see the shells scattered around there. So that's just an example of the play and learning through play that the kids do. Okay, so Sue, let me get these open for you. Oh no, you've got 3 oysters altogether. I do apologise. 1, 2 and 3. Donating the shells. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. Oh, we have a lighter, softer pop with that one. Oh, and 1 runaway, but I can see 1 here as well. There's your mother of pearl. Sue, to start with, you are twinning. And you're twinning with bright hot pinks there. And there's no more in that one. So twinning with hot pink pearls to start with. Possibly hoping for the Cadbury purple, sea green and icy blue. Okay, so we'll see what comes out, Sue, and then of course if you're not happy we can swap them for you. Moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. Oh, quite a nice sharp pop with that one. Oh, and again, pearl popped out the back here. What am I doing to make that happen? There's your mother of pearl. And let's have a squidge in here. So the pearl that pops out is a two-tonal gold pearl. And there's no more in that one. So we have a two-tonal gold. Let me hold them up so you can have a close look. Now you'll be able to see as we go around here. So it's lighter there. And as we go around, we go to that brighter gold and then back again to that lighter gold. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. Oh, lighter double pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. So you are quadding. You are quadding, my lovely. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me just have a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so you have a watermelon, a apple green, a lemon yellow, and a darker gunmetal grey. Okay, so if I hold this all up so you can have a closer look. Twinning hot pinks, a two-tonal gold, a watermelon, apple green, lemon yellow, and gunmetal grey. Now, Sue, if you're happy with these colours, I'll need to know which ones you'd like where. And of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. That's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Two-tonal gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Okay, so what do you think to these? What do you think to these? And again, if you prefer some time to think about it, we can take a screenshot and then you can have a look and email me your choice closer to the time. Oh, swap the gold, the pinks, and the watermelon for a Cadbury purple, a sea green, icy blue, and a apple green. Oh. Oh, apparently I'm Butterfingers today. Sorry, just because you said you'd like. And now I may need to swap. If it's okay with you, I'll swap the green off the live just because you want it to be matching for studs. So then that way I can take my time with that, if that's okay. So would you be, if I bring back a pink and then I'm going to write down swap the pink to match the green, would you be happy with those swaps there? And if so, Sue, which ones would you like where? Are you happy with those? Just going to bring you back up there. And if I take away the swaps and pop them in the swap pot, really love the sea green and the Cadbury purple it is. I agree. So I'm just going to write down that we're going to swap the pink to match apple green. Slightly lighter blue. I don't know if that's lighter. We'll go for that one instead. That's lighter. And again, I'm going to have to write down to swap the yellow to match the grey, just so I can get the same colour match there. But that's not a problem. I'll write that down. I will be able to do it. There will not be a wait. It's just so I can get them, because again, with the greys, obviously there's different tones and deepnesses to the colours. So I'll take my time to match them for you. Sue, which ones would you like where? So if I write that down as well. So I've got down swap the pink to match the apple green and swap yellow to match the gunmetal grey. I've given you a lighter blue there as well. Okay, so let me bring you back up. We're going to have a sea green and then the Cadbury purple on there, icy blue on there, and invoice for the others on studs. Okay, perfect. Sue, I've got that down for you. Like I said, there's definitely not going to be a wait on the swaps. It will get done. It's just so I can take my time to match those for you. Perfect. Let me pop these in here. Thank you as well for the donations with your shells, Sue. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there. No, you're very, very welcome. Okay, so up next then is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Oh, no, I do apologise. Sorry, I do apologise. It's not Janet Lloyd up next. Up next is Tess Samantha. Tess Samantha, are you here? Good evening, Gemma. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're well as well. Marie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. 9-week streak. Thank you. And I'm looking for Tess Samantha. Tess Samantha, are you here? Hello, natural and donate the shells. Of course you can. Are there certain colours, Tess, that you're hoping for? Oh, we're going to go for both of those. They came up at the same time. So 1 and 2. If I get these open for you. There's number 1 and number 2. Donating the shells. Are there certain colours, my lovely? So let's go down. Natural oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning with, oh, they're more of a creamy champagne colour. There's no more in that one. So they're more of a creamy champagne. You're hoping for bridal whites or pale pinks. So these are close to the bridal white offlit. Are just off whites, those ones there. I don't know where the light's coming from. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your normal natural oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a second time. There's no more in that one. And you're twinning with rosy gold pink twins. Natural oysters were the first oyster type colour, if you like, that we ever had. I actually started with this type of colour in oyster, and then we sort of expanded from there. Now you've got pinky rose gold twins and then creamy champagne twins as well. Tess, what do you think to these? If you're happy with these, I'll need to know which 2 you'd like on the jewellery. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Cream twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. Pinky rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Pinky rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he is a 7.5. What do you think to those, my lovely? And like I say, if you're happy, which 2 would you like on your jewellery? We've moved into our office, Jess. So depending on when you last saw the live, yes. You can. What type of earrings would you like? Is that pink okay there? So that's the pink I've added in. Hang on, let me get it to focus. Oh, it looks more rose gold on camera, but that's definitely more pink. just I can't get it to. Would that one be okay? And then, like I say, if so, which type of earrings would you like? If you prefer, you can have a look on the website and then let me know. Silver studs, okay, perfect. So we're going to okay, so to confirm, rose gold and a pink on the jewellery and invoice for the creams on some silver studs. I've got that all down for you. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. And let me pop them in here. Tess, thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. That's safe up there for you. Okay, and up next is Kaylee Gillett. Kaylee, are you here? Tess, you're very, very welcome. Not a problem at all. Kaylee Gillett, are you here? Madeline, hello, hello, hello. Now, Kaylee, if you're here, possibly type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else can see Kaylee, please comment on her comments because, again, it will bring it forward so I can see. Oh, bless Elijah. Good night and Blurple. So I'm looking for Kaylee Gillett. Kaylee, are you here? Okay, so last call for Kaylee. If not, we'll move on. Not a problem. Not a problem, Gemma. Okay, so I haven't seen Kaylee, so I'm going to pop her to the side. If she does come, we can add her in again, but she will be to the end of the order list. Up next would be Sandra Waite. Sandra, are you here? Sandra Waite, are you here? Sandy, hello, that's perfect. You've got two openings. You'd like mystery and to donate your oysters, donate your shells even. Are there certain colours, Sandy, that you're hoping for? Just getting these open for you. There's 1 and 2. Okay, so let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a softer pop there. Ooh, and to start with, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see a light purple to start with there. Let me pop him out. And I'm just having a squidge. There's no more in that one. So you're starting with a lighter purple. Let me hold him up so you can have a closer look. And then moving on to Mystery Oyster number 2. Oh, and a lighter pop with that one. And a runaway, you have a blush pink. There's your mother of pearl. And let me just have a squidge in here as well. Okay, so there's no more in that one. You have a blush pink and a lighter purple. Now they actually go really well together, like next to each other. But if you're not happy with these, I can swap them for you. So it's completely up to you what you'd like to do, Sandy. If I pop them on the board, the purple is 4. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. What do you think to those, Sandy? Thank you.
Okay.
Very happy with those. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. Okay, so Sandy, thank you for the donations with your shells then. And I'm glad you're happy with those. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Some of them can be firm, some of them are squidgy, some of them they're just different textures. It just changes, it's different textures. Right, up next is Claire Littler. Claire Littler, are you here? Sandy, you're very, very welcome. Claire, hello. Claire, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Now you may hear the printer for a moment. It's going to be slightly louder with the printer, I do apologise. I'm just printing off the orders so I can give an updated order list shortly for those of you who've ordered since we've been live. If you would like to order, I can still add you onto the end of the order list. It's not a problem. Nunu and a natural, and you'd like to keep your shells as well. That's absolutely fine, Claire. Now, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? So the natural and the Nunu. Let me get these open. So this is the Nunu and the natural. Okay, so let's go down. your oyster number 1. Oh. Okay, so there's one side and the other side. And in here, ooh, we have a darker pearl. You'd love a sea green and a champagne. Okay, so your first pearl out. Now he does look like he's a darker, possibly chocolate pearl actually. I'll have a closer look in just a moment. I'm just cleaning up the shells for you. I'm fine, thank you, Nada. I hope you're well as well. Okay, so your first oyster, this was the Nunu rainbow oyster, and he has given you, he is a darker chocolate pearl there. Let me just get that to focus. There we go. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which is going to be your normal natural oyster. There's one side and the other side. Ooh, and pop straight out there. You have a darker rose gold, and there's no more in that one. So again, let me just take the flesh off here for you. Okay, so Claire, what do you think to these? You have a chocolate and a rose gold. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So that's completely up to you what you would like to do. If I pop them on the board, the chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7. He's a 7. What do you think to those, my lovely? I'm just going to wrap up your shells for you. Yeah, I'm in my new office. It's not like a shed. It is built in my garden. That is the ceiling. It does look lower because of the camera, but it's still about 7-8 foot ceiling. So it's lower than a normal ceiling, I suppose you would get in the house, but it's still quite tall. Does that make sense? Claire, you love them. Now, can you just confirm, are you happy with these ones on your jewellery? Let me just bring you back up. Are you happy with those on your jewellery, my lovely? Yes, perfect. Well, I've wrapped up your shells as well. So, Claire, I hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay. It's safe up there for you as well. Perfect. And up next this evening is Emma Robinson. Emma, are you here? Claire, you're very, very welcome. Emma, hello, 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 hello. So I'm just updating the order list my end. I'll update it for you guys shortly. Okay. Emma, you also have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Thanks, Bab. Excuse me. That went to go down the wrong hole, but I sort of stopped it, but it still sat there. Does that make sense? Mystery, Emma. Okay, excuse me. Okay, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? There's 1 and 2. Okay, so Emma, let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. And there's a soft pop there. I do have a tea as well, it's very hot. Okay, so Emma, oh, I can see in your first oyster there. Now there is a little bit of flesh on that side, but you can see there's no pearls there. And I can see you are twinning. Twinning with beautiful pinkle pearls there. Now pinkle is a mix between pink and purple. Let me dry these up for you. So pinkle twins to start with there, my lovely. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can actually see you are twinning for a second time. And you're twinning with, oh, where's it? I saw it. There it is. You're twinning with darker twins there. So again, I will have a look, have a closer look to see if there's any more. Now, there's no more in that one. And let's see. Now, visually, you've got 1 silver chocolate and then 1 more chocolate. So that's 2 slightly different chocolate twins there. So let me hold them up so you can see. Now this one here is more silvery chocolate. Then you've got a more chocolate, and then twinning pinkles as well. Emma, what do you think to these? And if you're happy with these, which ones would you like where? And of course, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Silver chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Your pinkle number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And pinkle number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7 as well. Able to swap the chocolate ones? Of course you can. 1 or both of them, and what colours too? You can swap whatever pearls you would like to whatever colours you would like to, as long as we've got them. Just let me know. And if you'd like some time to think about it, that's absolutely fine as well. We can just email through the colour choices and bits like that if you prefer to. Stephanie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. Oh, upside down heart. Cadbury purple and blue. I do actually have a few pots of the chocolates. I do. So Cadbury purple and a blue. Which two would you like on the jewellery? So I've added in the purple and the blue at the top. Chocolates at the bottom are the ones we're swapping out. One pinkle and a Cadbury purple on the jewellery. Perfect. That's absolutely fine. Let me write that down. So we're going to have one pinkle and the purple on there. Okay, Emma, I hope you're happy with that, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And thank you very much for donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect, Emma. I'm glad you're happy. Up next is Vicky Bernard. Vicky, are you here? Can you have mystery and donate? Of course you can. And you're hoping for a yellow, Vicky. So you've got one opening altogether. Mystery oyster, hoping for a yellow. So good luck, my lovely. Let me just get him open for you. And let's go down. Vicky, your mystery oyster. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And let me have a squidge in here for you. Ooh, ooh. And there's no more in that one. You've got like a gold silver. That's quite an unusual one there. Let me hold him up so you can have a closer look, Vicky. Now you was hoping for a yellow, so if you prefer to swap this for a yellow, we can do so. But it's like a gold and silver pearl here. Let me know what you think. Let me pop him in the sand for you. And on the board as well. That's lush. Vicky, are you happy with this one on your jewellery? He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. That's perfect. Perfect. Let me bring you back up. I'm glad you're happy with him. You pop him in here and on here as well. Okay, and that's safe up there for you. Vicky, I'm glad you're happy with that one, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you very, very much for the donations of your shells there. A gold and silver, yeah, I would say that's quite an unusual colour. We've had golds come out, we've had silvers, we've had a few two-tonal golds, but one which is gold and silver all over is quite unusual, yes. Vicky, you're very, very welcome. Up next is Tracy Whitehall. Tracy Whitehall, are you here? Tracy Whitehall, are you here? Tracy. Oh, I was about to say type invisible, but I can see that one. I think I have got a slight delay on my comments there, so I do apologise. I don't want to rush anyone. I just have to remember to wait. So I do think I've got a delay. Tracy, you've got 2 openings altogether. Mystery oysters and donate your shells. Perfect. Thank you very much. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. We have a softer pop there. Ooh, and in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl, and you are twinning. And you're twinning with, it's almost like you've got a pink and a purple there. So 2 slightly different coloured twins, very similar, but you've got a pinkle and a blush pink. Now if I pop them in the sand for you so you can have a closer look. Hopefully you can see this. So you've got the pinkle more towards this side and the blush pink towards this side here. So quite nice twins to start with. Then moving on to mystery oyster number 2, we have a softer pop there. And in here, you are twinning for a second time, my lovely. One's popped out there, and I can see in there you are twinning with darker Cadbury purple twins. Okay, so there's no more in that one. What do you think to these, my lovely? And if you're happy with these, I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So that's going to be completely up to you what you prefer to do. You've got the pinkle and pink twins. That's a pinkle and a blush pink. And then you've got the darker Cadbury purple, almost Cadbury purple and grape purple, sort of a mix of both of them there, twins here. If I pop them on the board for you, the more pinkle of the first set of twins is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So they're actually measuring at slightly different sizes there. Moving on to the darker purple, twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Whoop. And his twin is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He is also a 8.5. So they're the same size there. Tracy, what do you think to those, my lovely? Oh, sorry. And like I say, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Is it hard? Obviously, running a business, it is definitely, yes, it definitely takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I've been doing this for a very long time now. So once you're more established, but then yeah, it still is very, so yeah, I'd say yeah. Can we swap the pinkle for a bright yellow? Of course we can. Did you mean the both of the twins or just the one? And if it's just the one, I've done that for you. If it's both, I can swap the other as well. And then I'll need to know which pearls you'd like on your jewellery. Just the one, not a problem. So that's been swapped there for you, Tracy. Which pearls would you like on your jewellery? Now, if you'd like to prefer to take a screenshot of these, you can do so, and then you can email me with your colour choices. If you email it to our email address with your 5-digit order invoice number, and I can get that booked in for you. Or if you're happy, if you know now, you can let me know now, and I can do that for you. Let me bring you back up and just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. I'm just popping these in here. Love it. Can we have the purple on the earrings, hoop fitting on the other two? Of course you can. Let me write that down. So we're going to have the purple on there, an invoice for the other two on hoop fittings. Okay, perfect. I've got that down for you then, Tracy. The invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form, and that's safe up there for you. So I do hope you'll also be happy with everything once it arrives. Perfect. And up next is Davina Rooney. Davina, are you here? Mm. Davina Rooney, are you here? Davina, hello. Mystery and donate. Okay, so you also have two openings altogether. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So you have number 1 and number 2. Let me get these open. There's number 1 and number 2. And let's go down. Your mystery oyster. We have a softer top there. Oh, and it's about to have a runaway. Yep, it came out there. You have a blush pink runaway. There's your mother of pearl. And if I have a squid in here as well. Tracy, you're very welcome. There's no more in that one. So if I dry him up for you, your first colour, Davina, is a blush pink, quite a nice larger size blush pink as well. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a softer pop there. Oh, and in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now again, you've had a slight runaway, but I can see on this side, you are twinning. So you're twinning with lighter, brighter, icy blues. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Let me dry these up for you. You have got a blush pink and twinning icy blues, my lovely. What do you think to these? And if you're happy with those, which ones would you like on your jewellery? And again, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. If I pop them on the board, icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So the blues are measuring at slightly different sizes there. So if you did prefer to have a blue on the jewellery, and if the size matters, do let me know if you prefer the larger or the smaller one on there. Your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. Davina, what do you think to all of these? Love them. Perfect. Which two would you like on your jewellery, my lovely? When I said it, Steph, I thought, oh, someone's going to comment on that. We are having colours that complement each other really well tonight. We've had the Cadbury purple and the sea green, the light purple and the pink, and now we've got the pink and the light blue. We've had the cream and the rose gold. We're getting colours that really complement each other. Larger blue and one pink on the jewellery, and then a hoop fitting on the other blue. Perfect. Let me write that down. So we're going to have the larger blue and a pink, and then invoice for a hoop fitting on the other blue. Perfect. I've got that down for you. Now the invoice will get sent through tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, perfect. And up next is Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? Yep, Sherry, I will. Let me have a look. Yep, it's. I don't know if it's you. It's come through. I'll print it off and add it on to the end of the order list afterwards. Okay, not a problem at all. Angela, thank you for the stars there. 3-week streak. Thank you. I'm looking for Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? In fact, I am just going to print this off. So it's going to be noisy with the printer for a second. Over there in one of the drawers, please. Yep, I've added you in, Sherry. That's not a problem. Thank you. Under the desk over there. Not a problem, Sherry. I'm looking for Tracy Burns. Are you here? More than that, please. And can I have the smaller ones as well, of those ones? Please. 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 Uh-huh. Thank you. The smaller ones are slightly further back. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do, Nicola. And regarding the chains, if it doesn't, it will say in the description. If it gives you an option to pick a chain, then yes, it does. And hoop fittings do, yes. Sue and Lynn say hello, Babdonna. Pope. Yep. Sorry, he's eating. Okay, last call for Tracy Burns. If not, we'll move on. Tracy, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. You got him? Not the massive, so the smaller ones than what you just got out. Sorry, he's he's agreed to make me up some boxes. So he's just getting some boxes. Just destroying under the desk. Bronnie says thank you for her opening. No, not them. Well, okay, just another handful of those bigger ones then, please. We'll just go with those for now. Thank you, Bab. Okay, I haven't seen Tracy, so we're going to move on. If she does come on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list there. You're right.
I'm feeling a bit out of dough.
Oh, okay, thank you. Wait, what did you knock over?
It's fine. I got it.
Did you knock over those?
I got it.
Is everything back where it was?
I got it. Yes.
Is it mixed?
It's all fine.
Is it mixed?
It's all fine.
Did both of them go?
No, just one. Take a breath.
My heart's
toes are getting cold.
my heart's racing.
I can go mix them if you want me to.
Please don't mix them. Thank you. Thank you.
Mix them.
Right. Oh, it's thrown me off. Sorry. He's knocked over something which isn't meant to. It's fine. I'll sort it out after the live. He's doing me a favour. Right. Up next is Suzanne Whitsett. Suzanne, are you here? No! Oh. So I've got a window right here behind the camera. And the blind's up halfway, and Aaron, it's dark outside. And I just looked over and his face was just at the window, like, so it made me jump. So I apologise for squeaking there. Oh, made me jump. Deary me. Right. Whew. It is Sophie. It is. Right. I'm looking for Suzanne Whitsett. Suzanne, are you here? I might have to close the blind now, and Paranoid is going to do it again. Suzanne, hello. Right, you have 2 openings altogether. Mystery and Donate the Shells. Hoping for a sea green or a darker bright purple, but wouldn't be upset with a blush pink. Okay, so sea greens, darker bright purple, and a blush pink. And we're donating the shells. Okay, so let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1, Suzanne. Oh, noisy oyster. Sorry, I took it to the microphone to see if you guys could hear. Although, can you hear it here? Can you hear it when it's here? Light pop there. And in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl. And in here we have a darker chocolate. And there's no more in that one. You can. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So your first pearl out is a... Oh, let me get it focused. There we go. A darker chocolate there. Clearer near the mic. Yeah. Okay. And then moving on to Mystery Oyster number 2. You have a softer pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. Okay, and in here, I can see a little peeper in there. You have a watermelon. Okay, so there's no more in that one. You have a watermelon and a chocolate, my lovely. Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. And if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Again, actually, they go really well together, but they weren't the colours you're hoping for. So I understand either way. If I pop these on the board for you, your watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. What do you think to those? Swap the chocolate for a sea green. Of course you can. Okay. Are you happy with those two there? Love them. Perfect. Okay, so Suzanne, they are yours, my lovely. Let me bring you back up. Thank you for the donations with your shells. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Just popping these on here for you. And then that's safe up there. So Suzanne, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Up next is Anne Levers Carruth. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Anne Levers Carruth, are you here? They do, Sally, I agree. Georgia, thank you for the stars there. 2-week streak, thank you. I'm looking for Anne Levers Carruth. Anne, are you here? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, I do apologise. Sorry, just downed my tea then. Okay, so last call for Anne. If not, we'll move on. So that's Anne Levers Carruth, sorry. And if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. Okay, so I haven't seen Anne. Excuse me. We're going to be moving on. If she does, if she does come on, we can add her back in again, but it will be to the end of the order list. Up next is Mandy Ross. Mandy, are you here? I'm in my office, Ryan. Mandy, hello. Okay, so Mandy, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Thank you, Ryan. Me too. I'm going to put my other drawer here. It's actually annoying me that it's got the step. So I do have more of these. I'm going to put another one there, just so it's level. Mystery and donate, Mandy. Of course you can. Is there certain colours you're hoping for? There's number 1 and number 2. Oh yeah, no, I've definitely got some more. I just need to pop. If I move one over to there, and then it will look aesthetically better. Pleasing, we should say. Okay, so let's go down. Mandy, mystery oyster number 1. We have a lighter pop there. Ooh, and in your first oyster, you're hoping for yellows. You are twinning, and you're twinning with blush pink twins to start with there. Visually, they do look like they're slightly different sizes. So you've got one larger, one smaller pink. I will measure them at the end though, so we can confirm that. But beautiful blush pink pearls to start with. There they are in the sand. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. We have a lighter pop there. Oh, and you have a runaway. It just ran out and went under the shell there. There's your mother of pearl. You have a silvery purple. Let me just have a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so you've got twinning blush pinks and a silvery purple. Now, what I mean by silvery purple is I will actually go around the pearl there to show you. So I think it's base silver with this purple overtone to him. Hopefully you can see that there, purple coming through. And if I pop them all in the sand, what do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with these, Mandy, I'll need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. And if you would prefer to have those yellows you were hoping for, I can swap them for you for the yellows. Just let me know which 2 to swap out. Now, if I pop them on the board, the silvery purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. The visually smaller pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And the visually larger pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's not an 8.5. You have a 9. You're in the 9 club with that second pink there, my lovely. Which means, Mandy, if you choose to keep the pink, just that 9 pink, you get a 9 club badge as well. Now I know it's backwards, but it won't be backwards. So you get a 9 club badge if you keep the pink. If you don't keep the pink, that's absolutely fine. It's completely up to you. You'd like to swap them all for yellow. Oh, was just. Can you just confirm? Would you still like to swap them all for yellow? It's absolutely fine, but just confirm for me. Can you keep the 9? Of course you can. So 2 yellows and a pink 9. And then you will be getting that badge as well. I'm just going to get the badge back out for you, and I'll pop it with your order now. So I'm just finding 2 yellows which are matching here. Is it brighter yellows you're after or more lemon yellows? Because I've got you, I can see lemon yellow matching ones. I'm just trying to find brighter yellow matching ones. There we go. Okay, if you have a look at these ones here, just confirm if you're happy with those. Ooh, hang on, there we go. If I shade it, you can see there's the yellows there. And then you're keeping that pink 9 in the 9 club. So if I just get you a badge as well. Now you are, let me bring you back up, you are the second person to get a 9 club badge so far. So I've just popped that in a little baggie so I can attach it on your order there. And I'm guessing it's the yellows on the jewellery, Mandy. Just confirm for me if that's correct. Perfect, love them, perfect. Well, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope then you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. Perfect, Mandy. Well, I've popped that safe up there for you. Up next is Holly Twos. Holly, are you here? Holly Twos, are you here? Holly, hello. Holly, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? No, Mandy, you're very welcome. Mystery and donate the shells, and you're hoping for a coral. We are, Gemma, yes. Gemma, you're actually up next, my lovely, looking at the order list. TARDIS blue would be the Nunu rainbow oysters or the mystery oysters. And Cheryl, so the order list at the moment is Holly Choose Now, then Gemma Street, and then Cheryl Robinson. No, sorry, Sherry Robinson. Ever so sorry, Sherry. Okay, so Holly, let's go down. Donating the shells, hoping for a coral. So mystery oyster number 1. Ooh, quite a nice sharp pop there. And in your first oyster, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see you've got a lighter chocolate bronze to start with. There's no more in that one. So that's a lighter chocolate, oh, sorry. There we go, lighter chocolate bronze. Moving on to mystery oyster number 2. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. You are twinning. And you're twinning with, they are blurples. Sorry, I have to look closely sometimes with the blurples and the blues because they can be quite similar. But these are definitely blurples. Now, a blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. So you can sort of see both shades of those colours coming through here. Now, Holly, you are hoping for a coral. What do you think to these? Now, if you would prefer to swap these, I can do so. And if you're happy with these, that's perfect. I'll need to know which 2 you'd like on your jewellery. So you've got a lighter chocolate bronze and twinning blurples. It does look like you've got a lighter and a darker blurple as well. So the lighter blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. The darker blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. What do you think to those? Swap the chocolate for a coral and one of the blurples to a sea green and have a hoop fitted on the loose. So which 2 would you like on the jewellery, my lovely? So we've got a sea green, a coral and a blurple. If you're happy with those swaps there, which 2 would you like on the jewellery? And then I can pop the other one on a hoop fitting. That's not a problem. Green and coral, perfect. Let me bring you back up. Just confirm if you're happy with those colour swaps for me. Okay, so if I write down, we're going to have the green and the coral on here, and then a hoop fitting on the other. Perfect. Let me pop these in here. The invoice for the hoop fitting will get sent through tomorrow, and that will go to your email address that's on the order form. Okay. Just waiting to confirm if you're happy with those. Lovely, perfect. You're very welcome, Holly. Well, thank you for the donations with your shells. That's safe up there, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, up next then is Gemma Street. Now, Gemma, you were here a moment ago, so hopefully you're still here. Gemma Street, are you here? Gemma, can you have mystery and donate your shells? Of course you can. You also have 2 openings. So 1 and 2. Let me get these open. Gemma, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So there's 1 and 2. And let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. We have a softer pop there. Oh, now the flesh has come away on this side actually. There's no more in that one. And then on this side, there's no pearls there. You have got a darker purple. Let me hold him up so you can have a close look. So your first pearl has given you a darker purple, almost chocolate purple. I'm definitely going to say his base purple there. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can actually see another purple. So 2 purples, very similar in colour. I think they are slightly different, but they are quite similar here. And you are hoping for a Cadbury purple. Now these are slightly darker than Cadbury purples. Let me pop them both in the sand. Now, what do you think to these, Gemma? Here they are in the sand for you. So they're very similar, like darker grape purples with a slight hint of the chocolate in there, but definitely base grape purple. If I pop them on the board for you, purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Cadbury purple and bridal white, of course you can. Okay, so can you just confirm if you're happy with these 2 here? So that's a Cadbury purple and a bridal white, and those 2 will be going on your jewellery for you. Let me bring you back up. And if I pop these in here for you. Gemma, thank you for the donations with your shells as well. Perfect, Gemma. Well, that's safe up there for you, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And up next then is Sherry Robinson. Sherry, are you here? Gemma, you're very, very welcome. Going really well, Amanda. Thank you. I think it's almost there. Sherry, hello. Sherry, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Everything has a home in the office now. I think it's just sorting those last little bits out. Yeah. Like putting an extra drawer here and just organising a few bits. Mm-hmm. So, Sherry. How do I pronounce your name, my lovely? Is it Cherry? I think I keep calling you Sherry. I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you had a brilliant day. And again, I do apologise if I'm Cherry. I'm so sorry. I think I've been calling you a different name. I'm ever so sorry. So Nunu Rainbow for the TARDIS Blue, yes. And Expand the Rainbow for Bright Pink, yes, that's correct. So, Cherry like the fruit. Perfect. I'm so sorry. It's not you, it's me. I'm terrible with reading names, honestly. If I can get it wrong, I will do. So yeah, I am sorry. Right, I'm just getting this open for you. And let's go down. So we're donating the shells, hoping for a TARDIS blue and a brighter pink. So there's one side. And the other side. Oh, and your first, oyster. There's no more in that one. Now let me just have a closer look here. It's a silvery olive green, but he's got flashes of purple to him as well. So let me get this focused. It's an olive green and silver, but like I say, he's got flashes of purple to him. He is lovely. That's your first one. And then moving on to your second oyster. Good evening, Jane, my lovely. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with Pinkle Pearls, Cherry. So, let me dry these up for you. You are hoping for the bright pink and the TARDIS blue. So if you're not happy with these, or if you prefer to swap them for the different colours, that's absolutely fine. I can do that for you. Or if you're happy with these, that's perfect as well. So it's absolutely your choice, Cherry, my lovely, on what you prefer to do. So you've got a olive green with silver and purple in him. And then you've got twinning pinkles as well. If I pop them on the board, Pinkle number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Pinkle number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. And then your olive green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. What do you think to those, my lovely? Keep the middle pinkle and swap the other two for TARDIS blue and I think it's a candy pink. You can indeed. Let me show you the candy pink and then you can let me know if that's the correct one. So that's the candy pink there. And then a TARDIS blue. Is that one there. Can you just confirm for me if you're happy with these ones? Yep, I've added you back in. That's not a problem. I'm just going to take away the two that you've asked to swap out there. That's great. Perfect. Okay, so Cherry, they are yours. Let me bring you back up. And if I pop these in here for you, I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. That's safe on there. And thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells as well, my lovely. And that's up there for you. Perfect. And up next then is Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? Tracy, hello. Cheese and cocktails. Oh, cherry. Sorry. Ever so sorry. I hope you enjoy. Tracy, hello. Tracy, you have one opening altogether. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Natural and donate. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for, Tracy? So, your natural normal oyster. Let's go down. So in here, there's one side, excuse me, and the other side, and you are twinning, and you're twinning with bridal white twins there. There's no more in that one. Tracy, what do you think to bridal white twins? Are you happy with these? If so, are you happy with one of these on your jewellery? On the camera they look slightly creamy, but they are bridal white. I just think it's the light of the camera there. If I pop them on the board, bridal white twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7, and bridal white twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. They're perfect. Perfect. Okay, I'm glad you're happy with those. Let me bring you back up, and I'm glad you managed to pop on in time for your opening as well. Let me pop these on here for you. Tracy, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you will be happy with everything as well once it arrives. Either one on the necklace, perfect. They are the same there, same shade and same size, so that's perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let me just double check this here. So, oh. And up next then is Amy Pearson. Amy, are you here? Other on a lobster fitting? Of course you can, Tracy. That's not a problem. That will get sent through tomorrow for you to the email address that's on the order form. I've got that down for you, Tracy. That's not a problem. And that's safe up there as well. I'm looking for Amy Pearson. Amy, are you here? Not a problem, Tracy. And Amy, you're here under a different name. Let me just double check to see if you popped that information on the additional notes before I get you to confirm. No, okay, that's fine. So what I'll need you to do, if that's okay, just because it's a different name on Facebook as it is to the order form, your email address, so I don't need all of your email address, just from the @ onwards, what's that section that's on the order form, my lovely? And like I said, that's just to confirm because it's a different name on Facebook to the order. So from the @, what's that section that's on the order form, my lovely? That's perfect. Thank you for confirming that. Okay, so Amy, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, thank you, Rebecca. So 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery, mystery is this one. Mystery and donate, looking for blues and purples. Okay, let me get these open for you, my lovely. There's number 1 and number 2. So let's go down. Mystery oyster number 1. Oh, a nice little pop with that one. And in here, there's flesh on both sides. So there's no pearls on that side. No pearls on that side, but there is a pearl on this side. You have a TARDIS blue, and there's no more in that one. So your first pearl out is a TARDIS blue. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. we have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. You are twinning, and you're twinning with Blush Pink Twins. And there's no more in that one. So you have a TARDIS blue and Blush Pink. The blue is perfect. Oh yay, I'm glad you like him. Now, what do you think to these as well? Now, if you prefer to swap one or all of these, that's fine, Amy. And if you're happy, I will need to know which colours you'd like on which item. So you've got the TARDIS blue and Blush Pink Twins. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. So I'm measuring at slightly different sizes there. And then your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he is an 8 as well. Swap the pinks for a purple and a sea green. And can you have the blue on the star and the sea green on the moon? You can indeed. So for a purple, and a sea green, can you just confirm for me if you're happy with those swaps there? Is it you happy with that purple and that green there? And if I just write this down, so we're going to have blue on the star and the sea green on the moon. Love them. No, you're very, very welcome. Okay, so let me bring you back up here. Oh, there we go. Amy, my lovely. I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, perfect. Right, that has brought us to the, oh, lobster fitting on the other. Of course you can. The invoice will get sent through for that tomorrow, Amy, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, perfect. And that has brought us to the end of the order list for today. We're going to be live again on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday this week, and Sunday. Saturday is a daytime charm dip live. There are still spaces available for that if you would like to join in. But our normal openings will resume on Tuesday. I hope you all have a brilliant Monday morning and start to your week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our amazing admin today as well. Take care, guys. Bye.